Hi. I wanted to talk about emotions. And the question that I ask myself that might be a useful question for others to pose is, are emotions a blessing or a curse? Is there a choice? And when I reflect back on my own life, certainly as a teenager, I would have unquestionably thought that my emotions were a curse. And that was probably because I thought people were trying to control me, run my life, and all sorts of events happened when I was a teenager. I was obviously perhaps a troublesome lad. My mother threw me out when I was 15, and she did have a right to do that. She did have a right to do that. So when you're a teenager, it's sometimes very difficult to make sense of life. You know, what's this thing called freedom? It doesn't much feel like freedom. And to cut this short, I really found that the first half of my life, certainly with the famous midlife crisis, I found that much of my life was lots of series of ups and downs. So in a general sense, my emotions were blessings and curses. It wasn't all curses. But when I reached a certain age, I wanted to find out more about emotions, and that started a quest for me. You know, people were speaking to me that there is a higher purpose to life, that you can make greater sense of it, but the journey must begin looking from the inside out, not the outside in. And so what started as mild curiosity became an obsession, but a beautiful obsession. And I can say that emotions are in fact a blessing. That's for me. There's no question about that for me. They are a blessing. And when I think about it, the tough emotions that caused suffering, they caused me to deeply reflect where I was coming from in my relationships. I had many turbulent relationships, and what I discovered was that I was probably the cause of most of them because of my belligerent nature, because of my stubborn nature. I pretty well wanted things my own way, and that went on for quite some time. And then I learned to say yes to life. I learned not to fight life. And to the degree that I learned to accept my emotions, not to fight them, I found that they didn't have an independent power. And gradually, step by step, I found more and more peace in my life, more and more joy in my life, more and more grace in my life. So emotions are beautiful. They are telling you when you're out of sync with yourself. You know, minds are beautiful. They're a unitary system. Our minds are one. We need to be one with ourselves. And wherever we're blaming other people, we're fallen into the trap, the delusion of separation. We're actually not separated from ourselves. The old statement, know thyself and you'll be free, is actually true. And so what we need to do is to understand what is our nature. Well, first of all, we have thoughts. They're very transient. They come and go. So they're short-lived. We have emotions, turbulent, joyful, the whole range of them. But they too come and go. But there's one thing that's always constant, and that's awareness. Primordial, basic awareness. Now, much of mindfulness teaching is really telling you how to come back to being in the now, to understand where you're at. And the more that we're in the now, we'll find that this now is an eternal now. We're not time-bound, we're not space-bound. So I would like to end by saying that emotions are really your friend. They're terrific. They will tell you when you're out of synchronization with yourself. And that's really a nudge to explore within. Sometimes it's easier if you've got someone to talk about that, if that's made that path. And if you'd like to know more about mindfulness and more about mastering the emotions so that they are a constant blessing, do give us a call. My name's Joseph Geraghty, and you'll find us at the School of Mastery. Thanks for watching.